In the last class, we have discussed regarding the module 1, unit 1. That is nothing but the evaluation of EDA tools. So now let us consider the second unit, that is hierarchical modeling concept. So in this hierarchical modeling concept, what we are going to study is what are the design methodologies and the corresponding example. So here the design methodology is example explained using an example of 4-bit ripple carry counter. And next, how to write a module and how to call instance, as well as how to simulate. Means whatever the program we are going to write, we have to check the functionality. That functionality has been checked using the component simulation. And in this, we are going to consider giving inputs and observing the output. Okay, these are the contents we are going to study in this unit. So first, let us consider the design hierarchy. So when we are going to consider the design hierarchy, so here mainly there are two hierarchies. One is top-down methodology and the another one is bottom-up methodology. So whenever we are going to select a top-down methodology, so here what we are going to do is, first we are going to consider the component what I have to design. So that will be the topmost block. And in order to design this component, what are the sub blocks I have to consider, because the entire part cannot be created at once. So I need to create part by part and then I have to join all the parts to get the final component. So that is why we are going to divide the corresponding task into subtasks, or the corresponding design into sub designs, that is known as sub blocks. So until we get the last part, that is beyond that, if we are not able to divide, so that is called as leaf cell. So till then we will be dividing every task into sub blocks and then we will be implementing the component or design. So first, let us consider an example. So in this example, so here let us consider a 4 is to 1 multiplexer. So when I am going to consider a 4 is to 1 multiplexer, so in this 4 is to 1 multiplexer, we will be having 4 inputs and then we will be having one output. So for example, if this is the corresponding block diagram, so here I'll be giving the corresponding 4 inputs I1, I2, I3 and I4. So here we are having the corresponding I1 to I4 inputs and only one output, that is nothing but Y. Okay, so when I'm going to select, consider this as a 4 is to 1 multiplexer. The next thing what I want is I have to select one of the 4 inputs to a output. So in order to select one of the 4 inputs that has to be connected for the output, I need two select lines. So here we are going to consider the select lines S1 as well as S2. So now for this, I came to know that this is a corresponding main block what I want to implement, and in order to implement this I need 4 inputs as I1, I2, I3 and I4 and 2 select lines to select the inputs and one output. So the next thing is, in order to implement this, how I can consider the sub blocks. Okay, so first let us consider the truth table. So when we are going to consider the truth table, so when we are going to consider the truth table, we will come across how to select the corresponding sub blocks, or else how to divide the entire module into sub blocks. Okay, so first when S1 is 0 as well as S0 is, S2 is 0. So then what should be my output? Y. Okay, so for that, here I am going to connect the corresponding input I1 as my output. Suppose if the select lines are 0, 1. So in that case, I need to select the input 2 as a output. And suppose if the input of the select lines is 1 comma 0, so in that case my output should be equal to I3. And next, if I'm going to select both the select lines as 1, so in that case my output should be equal to I4. So this is how we are going to consider the truth table. So now, by seeing this, what we can understand, if all these conditions satisfy, then my output Y will be equal to the input I1. So when S1 is 0, S2 is 0, then I have to select I1. So we are considering a particular condition. So in order to implement this, we will be using an AND gate. So when we are going to consider AND gate, so here what we are considering, my output should be equal to I1. So when the corresponding select line S0 as well as S1 should be equal, S1 and S2 should be equal to 0. So then the corresponding output will be equal to I1. Okay. So in such case, so I need to connect between, I need to make a connection here so that it will going to connect I1 as well as S1 bar as well as S2 bar for the AND gate. So here we are having S1 and then S2. Okay. So when this condition is satisfied, in that case, we will be able to get my output as I1. And suppose I want to select I2. So in that case, what I have to do? I need to select the input I2. I have to consider the condition of select lines as S1 should be equal to 0 and S2 should be equal to 1. So in that case, I am able to select the output I2 as a, I am able to connect the output for I2 input. So next what I'm having is I have to select I3. The process continues. So since there are 4 different conditions, I need to consider the corresponding circuit, that is I1, I2, I3 as well as I4. Okay. And again for these conditions, so my select line status. So here S1 should be equal to 1 and in this case S2 should be equal to 0 to select I3 and S2 equals 1 to select I4. According to this, I'm having only one output, but here I'm getting 4 outputs, isn't it? So in order to get one output, I need to connect all these gate outputs to a OR gate. So when I'm considering the OR gate, so in that case, what happens if this condition is satisfied? Here only this line, this AND gate will be active, and for the other gates, the output will be equal to 0 because here S1 and S2 are 0 means obviously the fourth AND gate output will be 0, and since one of the inputs for the second and third gate is 0 and this AND gate output is 0. So as a result, my output mainly depends upon the input line I1. So we are going to activate this particular part. So here in this case, what we can understand is, first I need to implement this circuit. In order to implement this circuit, I need to divide the task design into small modules. So according to this, how I can able to write the hierarchy? So for that, let us consider this hierarchical diagram. So here I am having 4 is to 1 multiplexer. Okay, in order to implement this, I need to select I1, I need to select I2, I3 as well as I4. So in order to select the input I1, I need a circuit to select this. Okay, and similarly to select I1, I2, I need another circuit. Okay, and similarly to select I3 and then I4, I3 and I4. Okay, so as a result, in order to select one particular input, I need one circuit. In order to select this, I need another circuit. So like this, we are going to consider the selection of I1, I2, I3 and I4. And then it should be connected to the output. So for that, I need one more thing, that is nothing but OR gate, isn't it? So whichever the input I have selected, it should be given to an OR gate as a input. So now first I need to implement the circuit to select I1, and next I need to implement the circuit to select I2, then to select I3 and then to select I4. So like this I have to implement the circuit. In order to implement this circuit, what are the sub blocks I required? I required AND gate as well as an inverter. So for every subblock, so for I2 again I need AND gate as well as inverter. Okay. So similarly for selecting I3 I need one AND gate and inverter. And for I4 only AND gate is enough. So like this we are going to find the corresponding sub blocks, and to implement this sub block I have considered the gates. Beyond this I cannot divide further. So as a result this will become the leaf cell A, that is AND gate and inverter will become leaf cell for the corresponding sub blocks. And here for in this level R0 is the leaf cell. So beyond that I am not able to reduce. Okay, this is how we are going to consider the design hierarchy. Do you have any doubt in this? Whenever we are going to consider the design, top down design methodology, so here we are going to consider the top level, that is what is required, and in order to get the required circuit, what are the sub blocks we are going to consider, and in order to implement these sub blocks, what are the leaf cells we are going to consider. If the design level is only 3, means only 3 levels of hierarchy: top level, middle level as well as bottom level. So now in this example for 4 is to 1 multiplexer, what we considered is the top level is the mux what I am selecting, sorry, what I am considering, and the sub blocks here it represents I am selecting I0 circuit to select I0, sorry, it's not I0, it's I1, and here I am considering I2, isn't it? And here I'll be considering I3, and in the next one I'll be considering I4. Okay, so using these things I need to implement. And one more thing, I need to consider OR gate, right? So for that another sub block. Okay, and the next one, the leaf cell what I'm considering is one gate I required is AND gate, and the another gate I required is inverter, that is nothing but NOT gate. Okay, so here also AND gate, inverter, AND gate, inverter, this process repeats. This is how I can divide the design, and then first I'll try to implement AND gate, and using this AND and NOT gate I will implement the selection circuit for I1, Similarly, I will implement the selection circuit for I2, and I can implement the selection circuit for I3 and then I4, and finally I'll combine all these designs to get the top level block. Okay, this is how we are going to consider design methodology, top down design methodology. And now let us consider another example. So if I want to implement a 4-bit parallel adder, so when we are going to consider a 4-bit parallel adder, so in that case, first I need to implement a corresponding 1-bit adder, isn't it? So directly I am not able to get a 4-bit parallel adder. So in order to implement this, I need 1-bit full adder. So for this, I'm going to consider the next level of design as 1-bit full adder, because if I'm having 1-bit full adder circuit, then I can repeat the corresponding process, isn't it? So I need 4 1-bit full adders to implement one 4-bit parallel adder. So my design hierarchy will be like this. So the top level is 4-bit parallel adder, and the next sub block is 1-bit full adder. And next, to implement this 1-bit full adder, what I need to do? So for every full adder, there will be a sum and carry as the output. So as a result, first I need to implement sum circuit, and similarly I need to implement carry circuit. Okay, so if I know how to implement sum circuit as well as carry circuit, then I can able to get full adder circuit, isn't it? The same process repeats for all other full adders. And next, to implement sum circuit, what I need? I need XOR gate. Okay, so in order to implement sum circuit, I'm going to consider XOR gate. And in order to implement carry circuit, what I want? I want AND gate. Yeah, I want AND gate, as well as another gate what I am going to consider is OR gate. Okay, because if I am considering the expression for sum as A XOR B XOR C. So in that case, I need 2 XOR gates, and similarly for carry, I need, if I am considering the circuit as A and B plus A and C plus B and C. So if this is the expression for carry, so in that case, so I can use 3 AND gates and 2 OR gates. So as a result, I need the next level of hierarchy as AND gate and OR gate. Beyond this, I cannot able to reduce. So that is why here, how many levels of hierarchy I am having? This is the first level of hierarchy, and this is the second level of hierarchy. This is the third level, and this is the fourth level. So totally there are 4 levels of hierarchy. So using these 4 levels of hierarchy, I can able to build one parallel adder. This process will repeat for all these things. So this is how we can design the corresponding component using top-down design methodology. So next, if I'm going to consider bottom-up methodology, so what it indicates in case of bottom-up methodology, first what we are going to do is we will be having some leaf cell. For example, if I'm going to consider this in this example, if I'm going to consider only one bit full adder, okay, so let us consider an example of one bit full adder. So as a result, in order to implement this one bit full adder, if I go for top down analogy, the same thing. First I need to find out sum, and next I need to find out carry, and then I have to combine those two circuits to get one bit full adder. But in case of bottom up methodology, what I am going to follow is, first I'm having some basic gates. So I'm having basic gates like AND gate, uh, next OR gate, as well as XOR gate. All these things I'm having. So using these basic gates, I'm trying to achieve some functionality. So what I'll do, first I'll try to combine the functionality of these gates, or uh, when I'm going to perform AB, AC, A, sorry, BC, all these things, I'm getting some functionality. So that is, when both the inputs are high, the corresponding AND gate output will be high. So the, because I know the principle of AND gate. Similarly, using this basic, I have not made decision that I need to rig up one bit full adder. But till now, I am considering that I need to perform some functionality using the basic circuits. By using some trial and error method, I am trying to explore new things. That is known as bottom up approach. So I'm having the basic gates, and by combining the functionality, I try to achieve the corresponding some circuit. I can observe the variations if I'm going to combine the functionality. If I use only AND operation, then whenever the inputs are high, output will be high. Otherwise, output will be low. I know this property. But in order to add one or two bits, how I can achieve the property of AND, or the property of OR gate, or the property of XOR gate, or any other basic gates. So for that purpose, first, using the existing leaf cells, I'll try to do experimentation, and by observing the experimentation, I'll try to come for a conclusion that I can able to perform addition of one bit using the XOR gates. Okay, and similarly, I can able to perform find the carry. When I add the bits, I can able to find the carry using the combination of and OR gate. And using this, then I'll try whether I can achieve any higher design. So if I'm able to achieve one bit full adder, why can't I try for 4 bit? Why can't we try for 8 bit addition? Why can't we try for 16 bit addition? So we will try to implement the top level. So like this, the desire will go from bottom to top. So as a result, we are going to consider it as bottom up methodology. So in this bottom up methodology, first I'm going to consider the corresponding gates. Okay. So using the gates, I'm trying to find out some macro cell, and using this macro cell, I'm trying to achieve some final output. Okay. So this is how the hierarchy will flow from bottom to top. So that is why it is called as bottom up methodology. So in this, why I took the example of full adder means, anyway know you know about the circuit. The thing is, if you are already know about the circuit, you can easily analyze. So first I'm having these basic gates, and by combining this functionality, I'm achieving the operation of a macro cell. And now I try to explore new design using these macro cells. This is how we are going to consider bottom up methodology. So usually, instead of bottom up methodology, we will be using top down methodology only. The general intention is, if we want any particular circuit, so in that case, then we will try to find how I can achieve this circuit. So that is the general idea. So that is how we are going to consider the top down methodology frequently compared to bottom up methodology. Usually when the bottom up methodology can be used is while if you are doing any research and all, then we will be trying different types of circuit and try to analyze the functionality of the circuit. So in such case bottom up methodology is useful. But when we go for top down methodology, what we are going to do is first we will decide what I want to implement. Then I will decide how to implement. So that I will be doing the sub blocks. Okay.